divas and dolls, it is me yet again, and in today's video we are going to be doing another fierce hair tutorial where I show you guys how I got my long A-line red bob using clippers. Here's the hair that we're going to be using today. It is 4 bundles of 16-inch Peruvian straight hair, and as you guys can see, it comes in a naturally dark brown to black color. The closure that we're going to be using today is a standard 4x4 inch lace closure, which has a reinforced edge, and it comes in 18 inches. It also comes in a matching texture to the bundles of hair that I have. Because with this hair we want a nice, vibrant, and bright color, and we're starting off with naturally dark brown hair, we're going to have to go ahead and lift the hair. And you guys know the standard way to lift hair using bleach. I basically just eyeball all my products. I use a powder bleach and a 30 volume developer, and then I use a color corrector to take out some of the brassiness in the process, and then I just mix that up until I get a nice consistency right here. You guys have seen me do this 1,000,005 times, but I'm just going to go ahead and layer this onto the hair, making sure to saturate the hair completely, getting in all those nooks and crannies so that we can go ahead and lift this color and get the vibrant red color that we are looking for. Anytime I bleach my hair, I pretty much use the same process. I go ahead and apply the bleach mixture, comb it through, and then deposit more bleach so that we are reaching all of the hair strands. This ensures that I get an even and consistent color, whether I'm actually going to wear my hair in a bleach state or actually depositing color on top of it. So go ahead and just flip it over as many times as you need so that you saturate all of the hair strands. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave this hair to process for about 30 minutes. Bleaching tends to work very quickly, so this was the lift that I achieved after about 25 to 35 minutes of processing, which was what I was looking for. After I washed all the bundles and closure, you can see that the closure came out slightly darker than I intended, which was not what I wanted, so I went ahead and decided to go ahead and bleach the closure one more time. I find that I have to do this often because closures tend to be either colored or processed differently, which gives me inconsistent results, and I really wanted all of the red to be consistent throughout the unit that I'm going to make later, so I went ahead and decided to bleach it one more time. Since I did have a little bit of the bleach mixture left over, I decided to go ahead and bleach my knots for a more natural and realistic feel to the scalp. Alright guys, now it is time to deposit the hair color, and the hair color I'm going to be using today comes from Adore. I absolutely love Adore hair color because it's super affordable, it's really easy to work with, and it allows me to create a custom color. As you guys can see, to get my red bob, I am going to be mixing 3 different colors, and you probably wonder why I'm mixing all of these colors to create just a straight red bob. But I'm doing that because it creates a lot of nice dimension. I did want to tone down that red a little bit, and I wanted a little bit of peak of purples coming through if I'm out in the sunlight. So I decided to mix 3 bottles of wild cherry, about a half a bottle of black hair dye, and then a smidge and a pinch of the purple rage to create a nice custom color that has a lot of dimension. After that, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and saturate all of your bundles as well as your closure. And with this mixture, I went ahead and mixed up a big batch of it so that I can cover all of the bundles and the closure together to get, again, consistent results so that everything looks the same. After I saturated all of my bundles, I went ahead and repeated those same steps to my closure, avoiding to get any of that red hair dye on the actual lace so that it doesn't mess up any of my parting or anything like that. But if you get a little bit on the lace, it really doesn't matter. You can clean it up with makeup. After that, I went ahead and let all of the hair process overnight in a bag with some conditioner without any heat, and this was the color that I got. As you guys can see, the color is nice and vibrant, and it's consistent throughout the bundles and the actual closure. Here is a closer look at the closure. You can see that the knots are nicely bleached and looking real natural, girl. And the second time that I bleached this closure, I went in and took away a little bit of the roots. I usually leave 1 to 2 inches of black roots, but that's not the look I wanted today. So for today's look, I only have about a ½ inch of black roots. After all of that coloring and bleaching is all done, I went ahead and made all of that hair into a unit with a little bit of side part action, and now it is time to get into this cut, honey. I was a little worried about this because I've never used clippers to actually create a bob before, but it actually came out way easier than I thought. So we're going to start off by sectioning off this hair into 3 sections, the back and the 2 sides, because it's just easiest to work with it that way. I'm cleaning up the placement of my clips because before I went ahead and tried this wig on, and I kind of got an idea of where I wanted the the bob to rest on my shoulders and in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up these clips so that I can get a nice straight line when I'm coming in with the clippers in just a second. Here are the clippers that I'm gonna be using. I just picked these up from Sally's, just basic clippers, girl, okay? And they have no guard on them at all. Some people for bobs like to use a ponytail holder, and I've done that in the past, but I wanted this one to be nice and straight and blunt, so that's why I'm using clippers and not an actual ponytail holder. Then I went ahead and just cut straight across, and as you guys can see, that straight was not straight at all, girl. So now we're gonna go ahead and clean it up and even everything out. Just take your time with this, and remember, it is easiest to start off long and remove hair instead of starting off really short. So I went ahead and just kept on evening out this back area until it was nice and straight across. Hunty, I must say that I was really intimidated at the first thought of using clippers since I've never used clippers before, but honestly, truly, girl, these clippers are everything, and it's definitely the way to go to get that nice blunt bob feel, especially in the back. It just made my life so easy. I would just say with any cut, take off little by little until you achieve the look that you're looking for. Okay, next it is time to move on to the sides, and with this style in particular, I really wanted it to be like all business in the back, girl, and such a party in the front. So I'm going to keep it really nice and long and pretty much exaggerated. I really wanted it to look like my hair was not really cut from the front, but then you just turn to the side and bam, there it is. It's a bob, girl. So as you guys saw, I went ahead and just lined my clippers up with the back starting point and just cut down at an angle, creating that really nice long exaggerated A-line bob feel. Now we're gonna just repeat these same steps on the other side, and again, you can make this as long or as short as you would like. You don't have to make it as exaggerated as mine, of course, girl. Do as you will, okay? But I really wanted it to be super long in the front and very short in the back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat those steps. I lined up my clippers with the back and just cut down at an angle until it was all nice and blended well. Throughout cutting both sides, I did cross-check to make sure that they were nice and even, but you can also make a nice asymmetrical bob by just shortening the length on one of the sides, but I decided to keep them both even. Now that I'm done with my initial cut, you're going to see me just add a little bit of a bump to the hair, and this really allows me to see how the cut is coming along and how the hair is moving. Once I bumped the hair a little bit, I saw that I wanted just a little bit more movement, so you're going to see me add layers at the bottom of the hair. I really didn't put layers throughout this hair because I wanted it to be a very blunt bob, but I just take my clippers towards the bottom half of the hair and just angle it down, and that really created a nice layer and effect, which really allowed the hair to move really beautifully. Then I'm just going to go back and perfect my cut, really clean it up wherever I see any stray hairs, and to make sure that the hair is just flowing nice and smoothly throughout the back to the front. After patiently taking my time to clipper cut this bob, here are the results. As you can see, I added a side part and some baby hairs, and the bob is just moving beautifully. It has a lot of body, and those subtle layers at the bottom allow for a lot of movement. Now we're going to move to styling. To style this hair, I wanted to keep it super nice and simple, so all I did was I took a flat iron and my comb and just ran through any kinks that I saw, and I added a little bit of a bump to the ends. Before I flat ironed the hair, I did add a tiny bit of cheese silk infusion so that the hair remained nice and light, and that is how I completed this long red A-line bob using clippers. I hope you guys found this video helpful and showed you guys how to use clippers to create a nice chic bob, but that is pretty much all I have for you guys. If you guys want to know any of the products that I use to include my wig stand, I will have it linked down in the description box, and any links that I can find. But that's all I have for you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Love you, mean it. Bye, girl.
Try to lie, I can see that you don't need me. All of your words, they've been